Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21. As today we have week 2 here of the NFL season, here in year number 3 of the franchise, as our Jaguars going to be taking on the Houston Texans today. Both teams are 1-0. Last episode we beat the Washington football team 19-14. And our defense dominated that game. We only allowed 24 rushing yards. Now, the pass defense wasn't the greatest. We did force a pair of interceptions. We got 2 sacks. And our defense, who was the liability of the team last year, is the reason why we won in week 1, which is certainly a surprise. In that game, Gardner Minshew threw 3 interceptions. Obviously, with the selection of Koko Onwosu in the second round, Minshew is definitely on the hot seat at the moment, and Gardner's going to have to play well if he wants to keep the starting job. Koko Onwosu played really well in the preseason, so if Gardner continues to struggle, we will put Koko in. And the rookies in this class have done really well. I know we're only 1 week in, but Stephen Westwood and Marcus Trotter, the 2 first-round quarterbacks, lead the NFL in passer rating. So, although those 2 are higher rated than Koko, it's not by that much. They're like 76, 77 overall guys. That's only a 6 overall difference. Last episode, we got hit by the injury bug. Linebacker Taga Taluiai-Pupu and running back J.K. Dobbins both tore their labrums and will not return until after the bye week. Obviously, this especially hurts for Dobbins, who was really good last week. He nearly matched his rushing yards total from a year ago with Baltimore. He passed his receptions total, so that goes to show how good he was for us and how unimportant he was for the Ravens. We're going to need a lot of guys to step up this week at running back, including rookie R.J. Ewell. We mainly drafted R.J. Ewell for the future, but I knew in the back of my mind that he would probably get playing time if somebody were to get hurt at the running back position. I was expecting an injury at running back sometime this season, but not right away, so we'll look at Ewell earlier than I expected. Speaking of rookies, let's take a quick look at Casey Shock, who played really well in his debut last week. 7 catches, 106 yards. Obviously, he is a freak athlete, as you were able to tell by those attributes. 98 speed, 99 excel, 97 agility, 97 change of direction. He's quite the guy, and I'm really excited about his future. So obviously the opponent today is the Houston Texans. They are led by quarterback Deshaun Watson. Watson was decent last week. Nothing special, but not bad either. He did throw 14 interceptions last year. He also threw 33 touchdowns, both of which are career highs. So, I mean, Deshaun Watson's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's going to be a challenge for our defense today. It's not like facing Dwayne Haskins again, so it's going to be harder for the defense. Overall, the Texans do not have that great of a roster, though, mainly because of Bill O'Brien's poor trading ability. But, I mean, there are some good pieces on this team, and primetime divisional game, it's not going to be an easy one. So let's get this one underway. Week 2, Monday night action, as the Jacksonville Jaguars are set to take on the Houston Texans. Here in this one, both teams are 1-0 after getting wins in week 1. Let's see who ends up starting the year 2-0. Houston starting with the football, 3rd and 10. Deshaun Watson going to look to throw it under a little bit of pressure, and it is incomplete. Kenny Stills the intended target as Leighton Vander Esch is hurt. Vander Esch with a very quiet Week 1 game. He would return to the game shortly after that injury. Nice run by running back Kyra Brooks for a gain of 13. Brooks only had 4 yards on 4 carries last week, so he quadrupled his total from a week ago. Now here's the 4th rounder out of ECU, R.J. Ewell, his first career touch, and it goes for a loss of a yard. 3rd and 9 now, Minshew going deep from a tight end. It's David Njoku, a 49-yard touchdown, and the Jaguars are on the board. Njoku was re-signed to a 2-year extension in the offseason. Played pretty well last week. 5 catches for 55 yards. And today he starts this game off with a big play. And the Jaguars lead it 7-0. Houston now with it. Deshaun Watson on first down. Going to hand it off for Tevin Coleman, who gets it to around midfield, gaining 13 before being tackled by the safety Ronnie Harrison. Harrison, like Njoku, was signed to a 2-year extension in the offseason. 3rd and 2, Deshaun Watson trying to run for the first down, and he does not get it. Josh Allen, Miles Jack, Rashawn Babineau, all there to help make the play. 4th and 1 now, the Texans will elect to go for it. It's a handoff for the big fullback, C. Bush, and he gets 2. His name is actually C. It's not being lazy and just reading the abbreviation. His name is actually C-E-E. There's Brandon Cooks now to the 7 as the Texans try to tie this game up. It looks like going forward on 4th down there was definitely the right call. 1st and goal, Watson, short throw. It is caught for a Houston Texan touchdown. That is Will Fuller, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish receiver, picked with the 21st overall selection in the 2016 draft. Looks like the best receiver who was picked in the 1st round that year, although the other receivers in round 1 that year were Corey Coleman, Laquan Treadwell, and Josh Doxson. Nice play there by Zeke Bowman. That will conclude the 1st quarter. Tied up at 7. It looks like we've got ourselves a pretty good game. First play of the 2nd quarter, 3rd and 7. Minshew trying to get it to R.J. Ewell. However, the pass is incomplete, and the Texans will get the ball back after a very nice Brian Amaya punt. As on 2nd down, Tevin Coleman with a big play. He cut past Zaire Wiggins and gets 33 yards before being tackled by the safeties, Ronnie Harrison, along with the 2nd-round rookie, Julius Williams. Now handoff for Sony Michel, who gets around 12 or 13, and you might as well tack on another 15 yards after a late flag. It's a face mask on Zaire Wiggins, so that'll push the Texans all the way up to the 31-yard line. 3rd and 5 now from the 26. Watson looking to throw it, and it doinks off of Miles Jack's head. Incomplete. That sets up an interesting 4th and 5. You know, they could go for it, but they will elect to kick the field goal. I think this is the right move. A 43-yarder for Kaimi Fairbairn. The kick is good. That one looked a little bit shaky there for a second, but it will drop in, and the Houston Texans are on top. They now lead at 10-7. Now from the 25, first play of the new drive. It looks like it'll be the only play of the new drive. Phillip Lindsay, a 75-yard touchdown, and the Jaguars are right back on top. Ross Blacklock, by the way, is injured. Big run there from Lindsay. Obviously, his role will be increased with no J.K. Dobbins, and things seem to be going well for Jacksonville on the other side of the ball. Miles Jack intercepts Deshaun Watson as the Jaguars with their 3rd interception of the year as a team. The first for Miles Jack, who was very good a week ago against the Washington football team. On 1st down, it's a handoff for R.J. Ewell. With a very nice juke move, he brings it to a 20 for a gain of 11. It seems like R.J. Ewell is starting to catch on a little bit. Fake handoff for Lindsay. Minshew going for the end zone, and it's picked off by Houston. So both teams trade interceptions. Jordan Whitehead is the one who comes down with it. Bad decision by Minshew. It looks like he was trying to force a touchdown, but underthrew Njoku, and Whitehead was able to make the play. Bad field position for Houston, but I'm sure they'd rather bad field position than allowing a touchdown. Good run here from Sony Michel to knock the Texans out of safety zone. Michel, a former 1st-round draft pick by New England, saw his role reduced last year after the team signed former Jaguar Leonard Fournette. 3rd and 1, handoff from Michel. He cuts past Henderson and is off to the races. 74 yards for Michel as the 2 safeties, Harrison and Williams, unable to track him down. That'll be a Texans touchdown, and Houston already has more offensive touchdowns today in a quarter and a half than Washington had all of last week. Remember, one of Washington's touchdowns was a pick 6 by Kendall Fuller. So the Houston Texans now lead at 17-14. Jaguars trying to regain this lead as on 2nd and 5. Very nice run for R.J. Ewell. It's a gain of 23 yards for the former ECU Pirate. Excellent run there by Ewell, who has made a bigger impact than I expected. I knew he was going to get touches, but I didn't know he'd get this many. Back to Ewell. This one for 14, bringing Jacksonville to the 25. The Jaguars have certainly prioritized running the ball today. 13 runs as opposed to only 7 passes. Here is the 8th pass over to Laviska Shenault, his first reception of the season. Shenault got hurt on the very first drive of the game last week against Washington, did not return. However, obviously, as you can tell, he was cleared to play today. 2nd and goal, Minshew on the run, connects with the tight end, Daniel Romer for the touchdown. Romer had a receiving touchdown last week, and now he gets one this week. 3 receptions this year for Romer, 2 of which are touchdowns, and all 3 of Gardner Minshew's passing touchdowns this year have gone to tight ends. Off-balance throw by Watson, and it's somehow caught. by Kenny Stills. Zaire Wiggins with great coverage there, but Stills just makes a ridiculous grab as the Texans will move the chain. They try to take the lead before halftime. Watson from the 42 up the middle. He finds a wide open Will Fuller, who gets about 20 yards, bringing it to the 22. Deshaun Watson barely over 50% today. He's had a few inaccurate passes. The receivers have also had a few drops today. Back to Fuller. He brings it to the 1, and the Texans are getting awfully close to this end zone. Second and goal now from the 2. Handoff for Sony Michel. His second touchdown of the game. If you have Sony Michel in fantasy, I hope you started him. You probably didn't based on how Kareem Hunt played last week for Washington, but if you were smart enough to start Michel, looks like you're going to win your fantasy game. 24-21, it doesn't look like Jacksonville will tack on any last-second points as the pass to Ewell is incomplete. That'll do it for the first half. 24-21 your score. Both teams have combined for over 300 rushing yards already today. Both teams are running the ball extremely well, as you can tell by the box score. Phillip Lindsay at the big play. RJ Ewell is looking good. Sony Michel has been outstanding for the Texans, as we've seen 2 70-plus yard touchdown runs today. Let's see if the quarterbacks can get into a groove here in this second half, as on 2nd and 15, Minshew, for whatever reason, throws it. Probably should have just thrown it away. If I was Njoku, I would have let that one drop, but he catches it for a loss of 2. So now it's 3rd and 17. Deep ball for DJ Chark, who brings it to the 1. It's been a quiet start to the year for DJ Chark. He only had 3 catches last week for 50 yards, but it looks like he is back in business. 4 catches, 79 yards so far for Chark, as Phillip Lindsay, the very next play, will find the end zone. His second touchdown of the game. And the Jaguars are back on top as it is 28-24. Texans with it now. They try to regain the lead as on 3rd and 10. Coleman does not get it. Ronnie Harrison and friends bring him down. And then on 4th and 2, the Texans would decide to punt it. So Jacksonville has it back. Play action fake. Minshew going to try to run with it. And even Gardner Minshew is making plays with his legs. He gets 11. And Jacksonville's rushing offense has been dominant through 2 games. They played well last week, and even this week with no J.K. Dobbins, they're still doing very well. 2nd and 6, Lindsay gets 1. I don't really know why I showed that play, but oh well. 3rd and 5 now, Minshew up the middle for Casey Shock for a gain of 12. It's been a quiet game for Shock. That's his first catch of the day. Andrew Norwell is hurt. That's not good news for the Jaguars. Norwell's season last year was plagued by injuries, so him getting hurt this early in the year is not good news. Minshew on the run here on 3rd and 6. The pass is incomplete. Solid throw by Minshew, though. That'll do it for the 3rd quarter. Jacksonville back on top. They lead at 28-24. Going to try to make it 31-24 in a 45-yard kick from Josh Lambo. It goes right down the middle. Omenahu injured for the Texans. That's not good news for them. One of their starting defensive linemen. Obviously, J.J. Watt no longer here. He signed with the Cardinals in the offseason. Kenny Stills on 1st down with a gain of 18. Houston's only down by 7. They are far from out of this game, and if there is a quarterback I would want in this situation, it would be Deshaun Watson. He's one of the best in the league, although he has not played all that well today. Brandon Cooks with a nice gain to the 34-yard line for a gain of 16, and the Texans seem to be moving the ball pretty well. 3rd and 10 now from the 20. Watson scrambling, looking for the end zone, and it's broken up. Nice play by Ronnie Harrison. No flag. Stills was the intended target. So now it's 4th down. The field goal unit returns. It's Kaimi Fairbairn from 37 yards. He will make the kick. Fairbairn now 2 for 2 today, as the Houston Texans cut the lead back down to 4, 27-31. Both teams trade a pair of field goals to open up the 4th quarter. Let's see if Jacksonville can play smart football and try to hold on. Nice catch there by DJ Chark, bringing it to the 42. Gardner Minshew has been really efficient here in the second half, and outside of that interception, he has really played well today. 3rd and 6, what a move by RJ Ewell, bringing it to the 40. That looked like it would have been a loss of yards, but Ewell juked out the defender, was able to get the 1st down. Quite the debut today for RJ Ewell as he continues to play well. Minshew looking for Njoku, and it is intercepted by Bradley Roby. Njoku was doing everything there to avoid the interception. However, both interceptions thrown by Minshew today were targeted towards David Njoku, for what it's worth. Gardner Minshew has now thrown 5 interceptions in the first 2 games of the season, and if you're hoping Koko Nwosu gets in the game, as a lot of Jaguars fans are, I would say that today's performance is encouraging for the Koko Nwosu crowd. Third down, the pass is dropped by Will Fuller, so the Texans have to punt it. He was wide open there, too. So a costly drop by Fuller, and the Jags have it back. 2nd and 11, another pass for R.J. Ewell, who gets 14 yards, bringing it to the 41. R.J. Ewell did not have an extensively good career at ECU as a receiving back, but he's looked good catching the ball today. Nice catch by Casey Shock to the 31, but the booth is going to review it. And from this angle, it really looks like Casey Shock got both feet in bounds. However, the officials would reverse the call, so they say Shock was out of bounds. If you take a look at it here, it kind of does look like he was out. At first, I was super confused. I really thought the Jaguars were getting cheated by that call, but yeah, it doesn't look like he got it. 3rd and 6, the Jaguars just want to run the ball, force the Texans to flush one of their timeouts. That's exactly what happens. Phillip Lindsay doesn't get more than a yard. So now the Texans have it with 1.5 minutes and 1 timeout left. Can they drive down the field and win this game? Field goal does nothing. They need a touchdown. Nice throw there on 3rd down by Deshaun Watson to convert. 3rd and 7 now from the 27. Incomplete. So this is the game. 4th and 7 for the Texans. If they don't get it, it's game over. Deshaun Watson going to go deep for Will Fuller. And he dropped it! Will Fuller drops the ball. He burnt C.J. Henderson. That was an easy touchdown if he caught it. But he dropped it. And the Jacksonville Jaguars win the game, and they improved to 2-0. A costly drop by Will Fuller. He's going to be a meme for the next week. You just cannot drop that. That's the difference between winning and losing this game for the Houston Texans. Looking at the numbers, Deshaun Watson under 50%. He missed a few throws, but his receivers also had plenty of drops. Gardner Minshew wasn't terrible. He played better than he did week 1, I'll say that. But 2 interceptions, can't have those costly throws. The run game was great for both teams. R.J. Ewell and Phillip Lindsay pretty much split carries. Both of them played well. I think Ewell was better than Lindsay, although Lindsay had more yards, mainly because his stats are juiced by that really nice 75-yard touchdown. Sony Michel, 118 yards. I don't know why he didn't get the ball more in the second half, because he was dominant in the first half. 6 catches for Tevin Coleman and Brandon Cooks, 5 for Fuller. DJ Chark led the receiving efforts for Jacksonville. Touchdown for David Njoku as well as Daniel Romer. I want to look at the drops real quick. So Jacksonville had 3, not a bad total. The Texans had 6, including 3 by Will Fuller, who also dropped the game winner. No sacks by either team today. That is pretty wild. Even with the shaky quarterback play, there was no pressure. I don't know if there were any QB hits, let alone sacks. Interceptions for Whitehead Roby, and for the Jaguars, it was Miles Jack. So that's how today's episode will come to a close. We're now 2-0 here in Week 3, and a lot of things open up, including re-signings. As you can see, Gardner Minshew only wants $19 million over 3 years. That's a little bit over $6 a year. I'm shocked that's all he's asking for. So, I mean, if he struggles, no, we're not going to bring him back, but that is really cheap. So if he plays well enough, that's a contract I'm willing to pay, long story short. Scouting also opens up this week, by the way, as the Colts are 2-0. Rodney Allen is playing really well so far this year for them. Next episode, we will stick at home, facing off against the 1-1 Los Angeles Chargers. Should be a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Deuces.